Thank you for joining me on this cold winter morning in Platteville schools. One of the major aspects of our upcoming referendum is to address our entrances and make sure that those entrances are as safe as they can be for our students in Platteville schools. If you take a look at our entrance that we have at the Platteville Middle School right now, we actually have made some improvements that have made things safer. But having been on a tour around some of our local school districts and seeing what safe and secure entrances really can look like, it's left me feeling like we're not doing all that we can to protect our students in Platteville schools. If you look at what we have presently, you walk up and you go to the door and you press and you ask for entrance. Yes, can I get in the building, please? Thanks. Now, once you're in the building, there's no control over where people go. You'll get an opportunity to see a little bit later about what the actual person at the reception desk sees when they look through that small little camera. But the most important thing that's different from actual school buildings that do have safe and secure entrances is the difference in once you get in the building and what your control is over the building. Even though the administrative assistant in the office may think that I'm going to a section of the building, they really don't have any way of knowing if I did that or where I went once I got in here. Okay. Hi there. Can I help you? Yes, I'm here to see Mr. Smith.
Okay, I'll just have you sign in right there. I'll give you a visitor's pass.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Hi, how are you? Good. Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to see Mr. Smith if I could today.
Okay, sure. If I could have you please sign in on our desk over there. Sign in and grab a strap or a sticker.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, honey. What's the matter?
A big concern for me is that safe and secure entrance. There's been more than a handful of times where you can't see in the cameras that we have, and so you're letting those people in almost on blind faith. They come in and now they have free reign of the building. They're not checking into the office, and that's concerning. You know, you'd like to believe nothing's going to happen in Platteville, but I'm sure there are a lot of people that said that's not going to happen in their community too. So I think any steps that we can take to secure the safety of our kids, I think it's worth it.
It really depends on the time of day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in the afternoon the sun is shining there and all you see is a big white sun in the background. Or if it's a dark, rainy day, all you see is just dark. You don't see really actually who the person is. And what we say is usually, can we help you? And they tell you and you let them in. I mean, I don't know if there's any way that we could tell otherwise, you know, what to ask them, or, you know, if we would not let somebody in. I don't know. But those are two concerns that you really can't see who the people are on that screen. It would be a lot better if you could see face to face, but, you know, we do it the best we can.
I think that there's some misperceptions out there about our safe and secure entrances. You know, it does cost a lot to put these safe and secure entrances onto schools, but it's not as simple as just putting in new doorways. If you take a look at the middle school office, right now when you walk in, you have to go down into the building to actually get into the main office. What a safe and secure entrance would do is it would actually build into this area so that when you as a visitor came, you would walk into this area that would now be vestibule, and you'd have to move then your main office down on this end of the building. So there would actually be a door here, and you would walk into the main office and then let them know who you are, where you're going, make sure that you get a visitor badge, and then you would go through the main office and you would actually come out on the other side of the doors, so that during the morning when students are coming in and out of the building, there would be straight through access. But during the day when those doors are locked, anybody who comes to the building would actually have to go into the office and then come back out or be admitted to the building. So again, it's not as simple as just putting doorways on there. We're not trying to build these palatial entrances for our building, but it isn't as simple as just a straight doorway. We need to make sure that the office is connected to that entrance in order to monitor who's coming and going and allow them access into our buildings. So here we are at the entryway of Platteville High School in the vestibule. Part of the problem with trying to put on a safe, secure entrance is the amount of space you need to put that on, because students or visitors would actually have to enter in and then be able to go into the main office and then come out on another side of the main office. So if you take a look at what we have here, you basically have about 4 feet. On the other side, there are a couple office type spaces, the nurse's room, that type of thing, but the actual main office is quite a bit removed from this area. So if you think about, as I was coming in earlier, what the administrative assistant sees is when you ring that doorbell, they see about this much space. They don't see who's behind you, they don't see what you have on you, they don't really even in some cases are able to hardly see who and identify who you are. Once you come into the building, then you have complete access to the rest of the building. The main office has no way of controlling where you go once you're allowed in. So why the big cost? What we'll actually have to do is to completely remodel the main office at the high school and build out so that we can bring down a visible line of sight so that when you come in, you're right there at the main reception desk and the secretary or administrative assistant has an opportunity to identify who you are, give you a visitor badge, have you sign in, and then can allow you into the other side of the building. So sadly, I know that there's this idea about this grand entrance. It probably will not look a whole lot different from the outside than it does right now, other than the fact that it will be set up so that as people come in, they immediately are able to go through the office and go through that kind of safe and secure entry protocol. One of the reasons why it's so costly to put a safe and secure entrance on the high school is the overall layout of the high school. The main office is quite a ways down, separated from the main entry. If you take a look over here, there's a mechanical room, and all of that would need to be moved in order to achieve what we're trying to achieve. As you walk in the front door, the gym is right here, so there isn't any way to build that safe and secure entrance into the inside of the building. So the only option is to actually build out, and that's what creates the situation where it's so costly to add that entrance. One of the reasons, though, that I think this is so important is that I guarantee you if there is ever an incident or a concern, we won't be sitting around saying it's unfortunate that we spent that money to keep our students safe. That's what this is all about, is making sure that we can control access to our buildings and making sure our students are safe. Please take a look at our website, take a look at our Facebook page, come to our information sessions, ask us questions. We want to make sure that you understand how important this is to Platteville schools. Please join me in voting on April 7th. You ready, Henry? Go Hillmen!